Yesterday's ARCA 200 also featured another unusual twist. Bill Venturini of Chicago, Illinois came to town with a brand new car and qualified on the outside of the front row. Nothing unusual about that, except that he has an all-girl pit crew.
Auto racing is an all-male sport, right? Well, not anymore. Chicago driver Bill Venturini has added eyeshadow and lipstick to the pits.
It started off as a publicity gimmick, but once they proved themselves, the Ultra Blue crew became a permanent part of the Venturini racing team.
All right, so who dug these up? These were
We hated these uniforms.
They hated them. They hated them.
We did. We hated these uniforms because they just were not
flattering.
Not flattering, very uncomfortable to do pit stops in. We voted for the blue pants and the white shirts.
Yeah, that's what they ended up with.
100%. That's amazing.
Bill, why an all-female pit crew?
Me and my wife were wondering what we could do something different, and she's been involved with me for years. We talked about it, and we decided we'd try an all-girl crew to get her and a couple of the other girls that we knew involved in it.
In 1982, ARCA was just starting to come on board. I always wanted to run Daytona, so I said, well, let's try it. Talking to my wife, Kathy, I says, well, you know, we need to get some sponsor. We need some help. I said, what can we do that would make people notice us? And we thought about this all-female pit crew. Well, at that time, Permatex was the series sponsor for ARCA. 84 is when we finally got it all put together. And Mr. Bill Price was in charge of the racing program. Called Bill and I said, hey, Bill, listen, I got an idea. I says, I want to put the all-female pit crew together, but I need a sponsor.
They were going to see 7 women jump over the wall and do pit stops. And this was cool.
They were just coming out with a brand new product, and it was called Ultra Blue Silicone. And they wanted some way of marketing it, and he says, you know what? We're gonna call it the Permatex Ultra Blue Crew. Took an ad out, female help wanted, looking for pit crew, no pay, lousy hours, but lots of fun. We started to talk to some of the women around Chicagoland, got a few girls together, and that's how it started.
What are some of the other occupations the girls have? I understand there's an interesting mixture that you have on the team.
Well, my wife, who helps me run both my businesses at home, along with the family and the racing business. I have my sister-in-law who changes the other tires. She's in high school, 16-year-old. My future sister-in-law, she's the jack girl. 2 models. One girl's an actress. She's had some shots on some soaps back home in Chicago.
When we started, Bill says, I don't want you changing tires. Really? That's what I want to do. And he says, well, you're going to have to be fast enough. Every day when he went to work, I took the air tank out and took the gun out and practiced in the garage during the day while my kids were at school and he was at work. And when we had tryouts, I blew everybody away. This was like a dream come true. I was going to be able to change tires at the big tracks. The girls always used to laugh at me because I'd be the first one over the wall.
When you come down pit road, the front tire change is the first one over the wall.
And they'd say, Kath, aren't you afraid? I says, no, I have 2 babies at home and he's not going to raise them without me. So that's my security right there.
What do you say when somebody says, nah, what a bunch of women doing on pit road?
They can't say that until they see it for themselves. They think we're just out there for the glamour, but actually we really get into it, and we really do it just like the guys. Sure, we're girls, but it's a big deal.
We did something that wasn't cool at the time. It's very difficult in the 80s to be a woman in the pits. There were no bathrooms. There were no lounges for women to change. So we did everything in our trucks.
Are you concerned about your looks while you're out there on the pit working?
No, not at all.
Jella, how much do you weigh?
105.
And these tires, as you know, have got to weigh at least 70 pounds. You should have seen the way she hefted this up over the wall. I'm not going to mess with this little lady.
The girls that we had doing the pit stops had so much determination. They wanted to prove that they could do the same job the men were doing and do it as well, if not better.
Pit stop by Bill Venturini.
He finally gains enough speed to come to pit road to the service counterparts.
I was taking a chance. I really was. But by the time '87 came along, and that's when we were really gung-ho, we're going to run for the championship, I knew what we had for pit crews. So it wasn't like, am I going to be testing the girls now? No, now I know, okay, girls, this is the best jack girl we got. This is the best gas girl. This is my best tire changer. And that's who we brought to most of the races.
We were going to show them we could do it, and we could beat the guys. And we did that.
The checkered flag is waving, and so is Bill Venturini. He wins the 500-kilometer race here in Atlanta. Bill Venturini is the winner.
A champion, what a way to end the season, Kathy Venturini.
It sure is. It's the best way to win it.
It was the best, winning the '87 championship with the all-female Ultra Blue crew.
You have to understand, it was also my first national championship with ARCA, so it was a big celebration. You talk to anyone today, and they go, oh, I remember him, he had the all-female pit crew. They don't say, oh, he's the two-time ARCA champion, or, nah, he's the guy who had the all-female pit crew. Kind of cool. Wouldn't have traded it for anything in the world. Best thing I ever did at that given point in my life.
And to this day, I take a lot of pride in knowing the Ultra Blue crew won him his first championship. So it's pretty cool.
Had nothing to do with me driving the race car or nothing, but it was all the pit crew that did it.
We did it.
We did it.